Eccolo. La, 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 la. Cool. We are live, everybody. Welcome back to D&D 5th edition, session number 20 of In Hoc Signo Vinces. Make sure to keep current at bit.ly/jackgaming. And let's dive right in, everybody. Also, session 20 milestone get. Woo. Double digits with one of them being a 0 at the end. Cool.
Unlike 10.
Unlike 10? No, I think I said something about that. If I didn't, I meant to. I felt good about myself. It's like, we hit 10 sessions. Last time we left off, so much had happened. The group returned back to Varosa to find Caliban's gone. In that time, when they found that out, they found it out from a man named Clayton, a new Templar in charge of Varosa. Clayton required Kylan to become registered with the church, and she promptly said no and got out eventually. She ran into the woods to do her own thing for a while. However, the rest of the group, while they rested and relaxed, learned a lot about alchemy and some other choice things. Thok also sent a letter to Commander Atredes, to which he replied for Thok to come home. As such, everyone except for Kylan got on a wagon and headed south. Along the way, more learning was done with alchemy and, again, with some other things, and we find ourselves on the trail leading into the Atredes manor. Before you guys arrive, is there anything you wish to do, kind of last minute thoughts? Also make sure everyone has their full rest, because there have been plenty.
To my knowledge, we had already headed off, so nothing from me.
I mean, this is right before your arrival, so.
I will, we'll say, hide that little golem that I made. Because, maybe not. It's alchemy, so that's acceptable. So I'll let it chill.
Okay. Sounds like that's all.
Fox gonna be excited to see his dad.
Cool. Alright. So, as you go down the path, you make it to a small city. And in the city, there's a hustle and bustle, and it seems to be a very heavily Templar ran city. There are Templar guards everywhere with the signals and the signet, the Templar signet, and the including amulets. I'm also echoing off of somebody, and I don't know who. Oh. Anyways, so as you kind of go through, there's this town is fairly wealthy. It's a medium wealth town. The market's bustling. There are people around and everywhere. As you go through a little bit more, you end up in a more militaristic section where there's training fields, as well as armories, blacksmiths, and the like. Okay. I had a bit drop there. Weird. Bit rate. Anyways. As you continue down the path towards the manor, which this is the city you pretty much grew up in, with the manor being right off, not too far away from it. So you kind of recognize the little places.
Cool. I'm gonna like point them all out. Be
I will
like,
find
hey,
that echoer.
that was the place where that was a place where I first kicked someone.
Right in the face, because they were a filthy commoner. Because Dakota, you later found out was your cousin. Yes. Alright, the trail continues a little ways out of town, and it leads to what you first see is great green walls of hedge. As you approach these hedges, you hear the slight sound of crackling electricity throughout them. It's Nate. Nate, you're echoing.
It's all your fault.
That is so weird, but yeah, you're picking up for some reason. Anyways, so as you get closer, there's no actual guards. However, the hedges seem to sway without any wind and crackle with this electricity.
Do I know what's up?
Yes, Thuck, you would know that your father has captured and taken control of shambling mounds to be both the privacy walls and guardians of his manor.
Okay.
As you approach, you put up a hand, and smelling the blood of Atredes, they actually just back down and go to regular shrubs. As you go farther into the manor, past the gates with large letter A's on them, you find yourself in a magnificent garden. You can kind of think back to the Elizabethan era of England, where, yes, welcome to Adventure Tower. Elizabethan era, where they had the great gardens with different sculpted hedges, and in this case, most of the sculptures are of both Commander Atreides, with a small one off to the side for Thok. There's actually more of dogs than of Thok, but yeah, the dogs are great.
They were pretty nice dogs.
Hey, Thok, that's a pretty nice statue of yourself. A little bit
Thanks.
bigger than I imagined, but pretty nice.
Thanks.
It's actually
He's
of
pretty
him
good
as a
statue.
young adult or young man before he went off to train. So about 8 years prior.
Yep. My teeth are a little bit bigger now. When I say my teeth, I mean my penis.
Teethus.
Okay then.
The manor in front of you is large and very impressive. Just like Thok's penis.
Oh no.
No. The topiary. Yeah, that's the word. New abuse is the bite being a turn on. Yes. The manor is quite large. It's probably larger than the largest building you guys have probably ever seen, except for Thok, who used to live here. And the most eloquent thing, with a aura of magnificent grandeur to it. As you approach the front entryway, the doors swing open slowly to greet you, as two butlers from the inside open open them, and standing there at the front of the room, what is that, antechamber? That first room is
Entrance
Duncan.
hall.
Mezzanine.
Yeah, the mezzanine. That, whatever. That area.
Yep.
Anyways, there stands Duncan, who is not garbed in his typical full plate armor, but instead a fairly comfortable looking robe of scarlet and gold, with scarlet with gold lace throughout it, with the Templar symbol and crescent on the right, not lapel, but like pocket area.
Got it. I'm gonna salute and say, "Greetings, Commander."
Greetings, Lieutenant. Welcome home. It's been quite some time.
Yes, uh, been quite a while. Actually, the halls do look a little bit smaller than now that I've grown up.
They do that as you age. Eventually they seem to get bigger as they fill with emptiness. Come in, come in. I see you've brought your companions.
Yes.
I gotta call us subordinates.
Subordinates.
Excuse me.
He's being polite-ish, or
We can actually see strain on his face from being so polite.
companions. You must be worried from your troubles. I will have the help find yourselves rooms, and then we shall convene for dinner.
Okay. Is my room just as I left it?
I didn't touch it.
Sweet.
He walks away at that point towards his personal chamber, or his private den. So the interior of this manor is just as grand as the exterior. After entering from that first room, the kind of the kick off your shoes, hang up your coat room, you are immediately put into the antechamber, where they have two stairways that lead up to the second floor in a circular pattern. On the floor of the manor, or the antechamber in tile, is the anti-magic spiral symbol. Jacked, as you and Lee, as you both kind of walk into the room, you can feel a slight, almost draining, dampening effect on your body. As it seems that this symbol is actually aligned with the alchemical power.
It feels a little heavy in here. Anybody else?
No.
I feel fine.
It's so heavy because it's full of greatness.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Then Jekt kind of shrugs it off and continues on.
Okay. The help, as Duncan so graciously called them, brings you all to your own separate rooms in the west wing of the manor, except for Thok, who is brought to his room on the opposite side, the east wing. The east wing is where the family chambers are, and the west is where guest chambers are. Greatness equals shit in this case. The rooms themselves are not really full of much. They just have a bed, a pretty comfortable bed, and a writing desk, as well as a window with a window box to sit on if you wish.
Cool.
Dinner will be served in approximately 1 hour, says the help as they walk away.
Thank you. So do I recognize any of them?
Oh yeah, most of them seem to be familiar faces. There are a couple of new people. Not too much.
So for anyone I recognize, I'm going to definitely chat them up and like ask them how they've been. How's the wife and kids, stuff like that.
Doing quite well. Sir Atredes always gives great compensation for our work, even if he does call us the help, as always.
Well, you do help.
That we do, Master Atreides, that we do.
Yes. Also, the fact that I don't know your name, but I'd still like you and recognize your face, um, speaks good of him because it means that you're still here and you work for him, and he is good. He is great.
As Thok is stumbling over his awkward words, Jack will just bury his face in his hand.
I'm already hiding in whatever room they gave me.
If the windows can be opened, I'm actually going to open the window and go up on the roof.
Lol.
Okay. You
Yeah, I
can
didn't
definitely
think
do
of
that.
that because I only infiltrate.
What'd you say, Matt?
Yeah, you can do that.
I would like to survey the grounds.
Okay. As the front had shrubs, what did you call that? Topiary. The back has what appears to be a kind of garden maze, um, which is just nice to look at. It has some flowers that are blooming in the summer warmth. And now that you guys have gone actually quite a bit south, the air is even warmer than before. And a nice, gentle, warm breeze blows through, a summer breeze. The house itself is a U shape, and inside of the U itself is a courtyard that is designed for what looks like combat training of some sort or personal training. It has some like practice dummies and target dummies. Topiary. I know the word, I'm just doing an awful job of saying it.
If you just follow that phonetic, you'll do fine.
Topiary.
There you go.
Dog in the bathroom started to turn me on. Right, so Thok, your room is full of clothes from 8 years ago.
I'm
Please tell
going
me
to.
he tries to fit in them.
Fuck yeah, I do.
If you try to fit in them, you start to rip them.
Shit. Someone out there, can you give me a hand with something, please?
Butler opens the door. Yes, my lord.
So I'm imagining that at this point Thok has like tried really really hard to fit on like an old shirt, but like keeps ripping. Same with pants, and just like while holding up like all my clothes and whatnot, I'm like, can you get me something that will fit me?
Yes. I'm sure Master Atreides has something that will fit you just fine that he doesn't use anymore. I'll be right back.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
In a short time, they bring you an older robe that you probably actually remember him wearing at one point, but apparently he hasn't in some time. But it still has maintained its structure pretty well, and this one is deep blue with a purple pattern weaved into it.
And I'm gonna put my common clothes on underneath that. Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna be back in just a second.
I am going to look through the closet in my room and see if there are any nice, semi-formal uh, robes.
Oh yeah, so the rooms that you guys have do have a wardrobe, which I didn't say before, but they do. And in the wardrobe is a fairly generic, decently comfortable dress robe, and a similar dress.
I will don the dress robe.
I will don the dress.
Huh.
And then probably make some alterations with my sword.
You're a great sword, like. Okay,
You know what?
now
I mean, I can spend the action to make it a knife. Whatever.
I know.
But yeah, I'm gonna make it more battle flexible.
What was that from? Oh, Brave, like in Brave.
Sure,
Okay,
yeah. Open up the back, slit the side.
Well, I think she hulked that out because she was shooting her bow.
Oh,
The only reason I know is because we just watched it fucking today. Because when you have a kid, all you watch is Disney movies and Pixar stuff.
Okay, sorry about that.
yeah.
I feel like there's something at my door, but whenever I go there, there's nothing there. Like I keep hearing like these taps, so I feel like there might be like mice in the walls or something.
Spoops.
Oops.
So
Also, I have my noble clothes on underneath. I forgot I had those.
oh, okay. Are you sure you do? Those probably got pretty torn up.
Fair.
Those are the ones you were wearing under your armor before, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes.
Then they got
Yeah, it would have got
tortured.
wrecked.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
they've been tortured.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, I'll still have those on though. I don't have anything else.
Okay. So Jekt, your dress robe is a kind of a maroon. It's not super fancy, like I said before. It's not inlaid in with any patterns, but it has a nice maroon to it, and a midnight blue for Lee.
Oh, good.
I'm guessing Farchalver chooses not to don on any of these clothes.
I'm already wearing appropriate clothing to be an ambassador.
Mostly naked.
Not mostly naked, I'm
I
just
know.
half naked.
Half naked. Pants, somewhat of a shirt thing. Kind of.
Listen, I'm a barbarian. This is about as formal clothing as we get.
That's okay. Midnight blue. Alright, so after the hour has passed and you guys have changed, you convene for dinner with Duncan, who sits at the head of a long, kind of built for a feast table. However, the plates are only set at one end for the few of you. Crimson red mixed with titanium white. That's right.
I'm going to arrive fashionably late.
Okay, after arriving fashionably late, you are also served a duck with plum sauce.
Oh boy, my favorite. Nom nom nom.
Oh, mine too. Have it often.
Mm.
Haven't had this in years.
I see your manners at the table are just like your mother's.
Yep,
Still.
always.
So, my friends, how was your travels?
Did he try to not vomit in his mouth when he said that?
Yeah.
Well, after camp was cleaned up, we are sent on a mission into the woods to figure out why all those beasts were coming after the camp. We did a lot of things. One of those, including we found a Krampus in one of the druidic temples, and right when it was about to kill us, I threw a javelin at it. I struck it through the heart, and I killed it. I saved the team, and it was pretty good.
Duncan kind of gives a glance at the rest of the group to see if there's any affirmation of this.
I don't remember that at all.
I will say, I think I was passed out for that.
No, I was the only one passed out for that.
Disagree.
I think everyone but Thok was.
None of them. No, Kylan was running away,
She certainly was.
and
Okay.
Lee was preoccupied with something else.
I don't think Lee was actually passed out, yeah, but she wasn't
Yeah,
watching.
it was because it grabbed. Oh no, that was the hag. Oh, the Krampus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Krampus.
Oh no, I was just running circles trying to catch up to it.
Yeah. So we killed that. Afterwards, there was this tree thing, and we brought it back to life. This magic summer tree. It was magic. It was weird.
Magic. And you did not destroy.
Well,
You did destroy the evil thing.
yes, we destroyed the evil thing that was surrounding the tree, and the tree itself, I don't think was magic.
Do a deception.
Okay. Fuck.
I thought all summer trees were somewhat magical.
Were they? No. I guess so. Sorry.
Perhaps another time we will go together and destroy it.
Sounds like a good time. So after that, we explored the temple more and found a room with things in it. Hold on, let me find my report. So then inside of the temple there was a room with a hag. What kind of hag was it?
Where?
A what?
Anise.
Yeah.
What
It
kind
was
of hag?
not an Annis hag, it was a Bwer hag.
A were hag? Yeah.
Yeah, where?
We found and killed a were hag, along with a bunch of beasts who were being experimented on, along with a coatl and an alchemist. And is Ormir with us?
Oh, right, he is, yeah.
So I recruited this alchemist. Fear not, he's not a mage. But, however, he was sent by the mages, and so far I'm keeping him as prisoner to teach us his ways and teach us any information that mages might have.
A good idea. A good one.
After that, we killed all the animals that were infused with magic, as well as the other group of people who had been inscribing runes onto the animals that attacked us. It was a good mission.
Good. It sounds like you actually did something productive for once. And killing a
You know what?
koala, that's it's quite a feat.
Yes.
And I seem to remember. What was it? You had a young elfling of some sort with you. Or did she die? I forget. Yeah, I don't care.
Well, there was the one that came with us in the cave. She died. Oh, you mean the druid? Oh, she, uh, she escaped.
Escaped.
Yes.
He knows Ugin. He knows Ugin died. He's not gonna bring up Ugin.
Actually, we already talked about Kylan. Yeah, the druid escaped. I countered her spell, but she overpowered me and she ran away and turned into a spider.
She
I told all the...
overpowered you.
When I say overpowered, I don't mean by strength, I mean by wits.
Not that hard to do.
He chuckles. Sounds like you've had quite an amount of ups and downs.
Yep. But now that you're here, you know, I feel like things are looking up. So, let me ask
I'm
you.
always here.
Well, now that I'm with you, everything's gonna be good. So, let me ask you, Father. Why are you? Why? What do you? What is? What do you wish of me?
Yes, about that. Galamance has defected, as you know, and has no intention of returning to the Order. I fear that he's going to leak information to the mages, vital to our Order. And while I could not stop him at the time, I must send someone to do it. And I thought that there would be no one better but you, Lieutenant, and your band of misfits.
Thank you. Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Sorry. Excuse me.
They wish me to go after him. What information do you have on his present?
He left here about 2 weeks ago. That's all I got.
Do you have any way of tracking him?
Yes, actually. But I need privacy from non-Templar ears for that.
We'll speak of it later.
I'll be back.
Do I still have, like, whatever fake credentials I had for convincing people that I was a Templar?
You would still have those, yeah?
Okay. Cool.
Oh, yes. I don't think we have formally met. I am Commander Atredes. You are talking to Lee.
Lee.
Lee, are you new to the Templar Order?
Fairly.
Ah, yes. Which school did you go through?
I was self-taught. Adopted by, well, unfortunately, I was adopted by, brought into the order by Lord Calamance.
Ah, you were one of his personal students?
Correct. though now I regret his endorsement.
We can't all choose our teachers. Well, if we are finished with dinner, I wish to retire for the evening, and then I will speak with you Templars in the morning.
Duncan, what of the drow that allied with the mages? I asked you to follow up on that to see if we could shatter that alliance. What have the Templars uncovered about that?
Oh, yes, I almost let it slip my mind. However, of course, we took care of it. In the, as far as we have, I guess. We sent men down into the Underdark to route any mage paths. Sadly, we can't control a whole civilization without a full-scale siege, and the Drow are very good at protecting themselves and their homes.
I'll give him a very ever so light, displeased look.
Which doesn't look too dissimilar than most of Far Traveler's looks.
We're not. We will take care of this threat before it gets bigger. Drow tend to fight amongst themselves more than dealing with the uh, going-ons of above the ground.
And what news of the elemental conglomeration?
The news we got is that it is currently in Mia Cassel.
And what news of breaching Mia Cassel?
That, thanks to your efforts mostly, I hear, Far Traveler, is going to be very soon that we can do that.
From looking mildly annoyed to mildly pleased, give him a small nod.
Once we are there, we will rout out this mage resistance, and that will stop the alliance with the Drow then. Anything else?
The only information I would request would be inaccessible until Mia Cassel is actually breached.
I will send word once we have a way in. Well, we have a way in. Once we have a way in that's secure.
Then that must suffice.
I hope that our dealings with the core are on a positive note.
It has come to my attention that the mages are a very serious threat. So, yes, the Templar and the Core are still aligned.
Good, good. And if the time comes, will the core come to aid the Templar in this assault?
Undoubtedly.
Then I will make sure that I will be in contact with you before we begin the assault so we can get them here. Anything else from anyone else? If not, good. I am tired. I have spent most of the day training, and I wish to turn in for the night.
Commander,
Yes, Lieutenant.
you said that after dinner we could speak of how to get Calamance's location.
the morning, boy.
Well, I feel like if I had that information sooner, then I could get after him as soon as possible. He's already 2 weeks away, and one more night could put him even further out of our reach.
If you insist. He stands up from the table. Fuck.
I will stand up shortly after he does, and gesture for Jack to stand up as well.
Jekt will swallow a large piece of food and then notice that Far Traveler is beckoning him to stand, and I stand up gingerly.
Gentlemen, excuse us. Jack, if you wish more food, grab your plate.
Okay.
Inspiration.
With that, we'll head out. Unless he resists for some reason, but I doubt he will.
Okay. Let us retire to my den. And he begins to walk towards some nearby doors. Thok, you've never been inside of his den.
Oh shit.
Well, if you have, it's in the time where you don't really remember anything, so.
Okay.
In his den is already a lit fire in his fireplace of stone, above which is decorated with an assortment of trophies of beast and monster, as well as a portrait of himself.
Am I going here as well?
He did motion for Lee to follow.
Okay.
Are there any portraits of Imadre?
Not currently, no.
Right.
There is a single family portrait that has been burnt slightly on one of the edges, one of the sides, and that is placed close by his large armchair, which he turns around to face you guys and sits down with his back to the fire, kind of giving him an ominous look. What I'm about to tell you is not known in the outer circles of the Templar Order. Only those with a large amount of power know about this, including myself and your mother. The Templars have a alchemical reagent elixir that allows us to stay young. It also fills our blood with this alchemical. This chemical can be traced. However, to do so, you will need a fairly skilled alchemist.
We have one of those.
Yeah, Thok, you have one of those.
Good. I noticed, or some that mage. Yes, you mentioned him. Not mage, alchemist. You mentioned him. It's very good that you brought him. He will have to take one of Calamance's personal elixirs, as they are all crafted specifically for each person. And using that, the reagent will resonate with some sort of pointy thing like an arrow or anything like that, which will always point in the direction of the man himself.
I
Calamant,
understand.
yes, Calamance and I were not close for a long time, so I cannot tell you exactly uh, where he would have an elixir set aside.
I
However,
can.
the oh,
I absolutely can find it. I have some ideas, but I also have some contacts that I can reach out to.
resourceful. Good. I'm glad that there are more like there are those of you like you in the order. As I stumble on my words. So, as it is, I could not say this on letter. It is forbidden, and I thought it was a good time for you to return home for at least a little bit, Doc. As long as you have an elixir to work with, you will always be able to find him. He can't run forever.
That he cannot.
The most I know is from here he headed north, and I don't know if he went back to Varosa or somewhere along the way.
I understand.
Are you satisfied with this?
May I ask what the dispute was over?
No.
I understand.
No. Is that all?
Yes, Commander. Anything else for me?
You know where you should and where you should not be.
Do we have any actual evidence that Calamance has betrayed us?
His exclamation to me is sympathizing with mages, including the young elfling that died, and I know that boy Jacked.
Using them to his will, perhaps, but to the end of destroying the mages that are attempting to kill us. If the end means, or the end product is the destruction of those mages, then perhaps he is still, albeit lost, but working towards the good of the Templars.
If he was still working for the good of the Templars, he would not have left. He has always been one to fight for using mages, but I think it has gone too far. As such, he left.
All I ask is that when we bring him in, he is given a chance to explain himself.
I will grant you this one request, for you are doing a great deal for the Order by doing this.
Thank you.
With that, I am going to bed. Good night.
Good night. Salute and then leave.
I will also leave.
He does that thing where it's really awkward, but he like walks behind you slowly because you're going the same way, and then he kind of skirts off towards his bedchamber.
Okay. Cool. So I ask, as so at this point, assuming that we're just heading off to our bedchambers.
If that's what you wish to do.
Okay.
It's not that late in
Uh,
the evening. He's just going to bed early, or at least
Oh,
to
it's
his
not
room.
that late?
No, it's just past dinner time.
Okay.
7,
Then
8 o'clock.
I am going to set out a little bit and see if I can get a hold of my contacts. Or so, urban bounty hunter background feature, ear to the ground. I'm good at finding people because I have contacts with information and networks.
Okay. You can
So,
send out your feelers.
okay, awesome. I will do that then.
So also I'm gonna ask. See, so do I know usually what time the help goes to bed, and there's like not anyone around the state?
Um, so the cleaners are usually done for their evening task before dinner.
Okay.
The butler staff they go to bed once the morning is prepared, so probably about 10ish, and then the kitchen staff around the same time.
Okay. So I'm going to say to Lee under very hushed tones, I will be your room at midnight. Don't ask questions.
There will be some questions.
Not yet. Not yet.
Very well.
I'd ship it. Thigh.
The
Oh
The.
dear.
I like lick better. Thick.
Thick.
Now we're going way off track. Okay. So Jack and Farshelver, as you guys leave the dining room, would you like to go? What would you like to do?
At this point, I'm just following Far Traveler because I'm not sure exactly what we're doing.
Probably just heading back to the bed chambers and suggesting that he, if he doesn't go to bed, that he work more on alchemy and then go to my room.
Are you gonna create
Well,
bubbles in your room?
No, couldn't do nightly rituals.
Okay.
I'll follow Far Traveler and work on alchemical studies while he's doing his night stuff.
Okay. Which I feel like Farshelver's rituals are mostly playing of the music, correct?
Far
So-
Traveler, or Jack has kind of grown to like that kind of the sound in the ritual. Been watching it for the past couple months, weeks, however long we've been together.
Few weeks.
Weeks.
Probably about 3 weeks now. A lot can happen in a few days.
Such as everybody getting fireballed to death.
Yeah,
Yo,
that did happen.
I figured since we had a whole bunch of weeks of downtime, that counted.
It is.
Yeah, for sure. You probably spent a lot of your time working on this, listening to him play. So
Mm-hmm.
when he wasn't, working on it, his stuff.
It's bubble fountains.
2 characters in 5 in-game days.
That is work.
It's rough. It's pretty rough. Okay, so night rolls around and midnight approaches. I'm guessing Jecht and Farchelver, unknowing to the plan, just go to bed?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
You're okay. Midnight is here.
Joe?
All right. So at midnight, I'm wearing my commoner clothes, not plate. Make sure I'm like not gonna wear stuff that makes a lot of noise. I'm gonna try to make my way over to Lee's room.
Okay.
Can I so can I ask if I would have advantage because like I know this castle like the back of my hand and I would know like where the creeks are and where to like avoid if I want to run into anyone.
Okay. Well, you make it to Lee's room just fine without being noticed.
Okay. All right. So I open the door quietly and I enter in
I'm
and
sitting on the bed, back in leather armor with my packed weapon still dagger in my lap.
okay. I'm going to say you can. So I don't know necessarily how your magic stuff works. I don't approve of it, but and also what we speak of now cannot be mentioned in front of father.
Obviously.
Okay. Can you make me invisible?
Invisible.
Yes.
You want to use magic.
I know. Just can you do it?
I could hypothetically do it.
Okay. Under what condition?
That's a fantastic question. Let me check and see if I have to stay in range.
Do be aware that the entire mansion is under the effects of that anti-magic spiral thing.
Yeah, so that would be the main concern, is that the mansion has that anti-magic shenanigans going on.
Oh shit.
Good try.
I mean, that could hypothetically be disabled temporarily. Um,
So you're talking about disabling alchemical effects?
Possibly.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have to stay in range necessarily, but any sort of attack or aggressive actions on your part would end the spell.
Okay. Can you make two people invisible?
Oh, honey, I can make 3 people invisible.
Okay. So as there are anti-magic symbols around, I have a possible solution, and I'm going to go leave Lee's door temporarily, and I'll say I'll be back. And I'm gonna go over to Jack's door. I'm going to try opening it.
Well, unless Jack locked his door, it opens.
Okay. I'm going to poke Jack awake.
Dog. What?
Okay. I have a question for you.
I have a question for you. What the hell are
Yes.
you doing in here?
You'll find out. So your tattoo that you got from Silas,
Yes.
it can disable alchemical effects, right?
I haven't tried it, but I imagine. Actually, I did
Oh,
try it. Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Would it permanently disable it or temporarily?
From my experience, it pretty much busts it.
Crap. Hmm.
Although I suppose it's possible with this training that I've had over the past couple of weeks, I could weaken the alchemical structure of the spell, of the circle.
Okay.
Uh, would I be able to do that?
Um, Given a good amount of luck and perseverance, probably you could make something that could nullify a symbol for a little bit at least.
Okay.
Lol. Okay. So
So, okay, we need to talk about this real quick then. One, because, I mean, the packed weapon thing, okay, that might be an inconvenience. Sure. If that's disabled, yeah. The big thing is the constant disguise self that I have going to hide the fact that I am drow.
what?
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Oh.
Okay.
Because if that's been disabled this entire time, that might cause some issues.
No. Rouges are overpowdered.
Yes. So I very hastily made my way to my room when we got here and super overpowdered everything.
So when Thok walked in this evening, it was just like dusty, like flour mill style
Absolutely everywhere.
He was getting ready for the midnight visit. Or she was. Give me 2 higher lows.
Low.
Both?
Um,
Odds are against you on that one.
low than high. Why did I say that? Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Disguise self first or pack weapon first?
Disguise self.
Okay. So as you rush hurriedly to your room to make sure you're good because you feel the anti-magic, that seems to be fine. However, your pack weapon goes as you run
Okay.
over the symbol.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm stuck with a dagger for a while. Or is it gone?
It wouldn't unsummon, but when you try to transform it into a dagger, it wouldn't work.
Oh, so it's just been a greatsword the entire. So I did do my alteration of my dress with a greatsword.
Yeah. Excuse me while I go powder my notes. Jack Tylerlow.
Low.
Okay. So, eventually throughout the night you realize that the magic you had stored into your amulet has dissipated without your
Okay.
knowledge.
Okay.
And I don't believe anyone else had any magical effects going on. Constant. So, cool. Moving on from that, back to where we were. Talking to Jack about nullification.
Okay. So where were we? Yeah. Last time I was asking whether or not you can use that tattoo to kind of temporarily nullify the effects of anti-magic spiral in the castle or in the state.
And I let you know that I believe that I can work with it to try and weaken the effects, but it may take a while, so we have to know if anybody's going to be watching.
Okay. And I'm going to say, all right, come with me to Lee's room. I have a mission.
Shouldn't we tell Far Traveler?
Sure. Do you think he could be stealthy too?
I don't know.
Okay. So I am going to say, Jack, go to Lee's room, and I'm going to knock on Far Traveler's door.
Yeah, I'll head off to Lee's room. And you can tell which one it is because there's dust coming from underneath.
My disguised self is working, we decided.
Oh, okay.
There's still probably a little bit of extra powder just in case it stops working.
Okay, so Thok, you go to Far Traveler's door and you knock, or you just go in, or what?
I'm gonna go in.
Okay, you're gonna go in.
Gonna poke. Far traveler,
What?
I have a mission for you. The details of this mission will be given in Lee's room. Also, do not tell my father. And I'm gonna head over to Lee's room.
Does Far Traveler follow?
No, I'll go out over the roof and to Lee's window.
Okay.
Jekt is kind of just hanging out by the window, and when Far Traveler jumps in, it scares the hell out of him.
Actually, I will do my best to get there before Thok.
Okay.
Make an acrobatics check.
Do I need to? My passive is 17.
I mean, he's just going across the hall, so yeah, it's gotta be pretty good.
Oh man.
Yeah, he beats there by a little bit.
Okay. All right. So now that we're all in the room, I'm going to say, all right. So currently, I don't know if any of you know this, but there's someone here imprisoned in the castle who I've not spoken to in a long time, and I miss this person severely. But if I'm caught by my father or any of his servants, then father will not be happy.
Go on.
Well, my idea is that Lee here will make us all invisible, and you, Jekt, will disable or temporarily disable any anti-magic spirals that would prevent us from being visible. And Far Traveler, I don't really know what you would do, but I just wanted to let you know.
Fantastic mission.
Thank you. And I keep in mind you don't have to do this. This is only a personal favor. And if you do this for me, I will be very appreciative.
Plus, only 3 of us can go anyway.
Oh. Oh shit.
I mean, how many of us do we need? Here, how about this? I'm going to attempt to use my disguise self invocation to transform into a maid.
High or low?
Low.
It works just fine.
Okay.
Watch me get stuck in a maid outfit.
This is all very fascinating, but if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go roam the halls for a few minutes.
For what?
'Cause why not?
Okay. So, want me to wait for you to get back?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Lee, do you make any comment about you trying to be disguised as a maid?
No, I just do it.
Oh. Too bad.
Lol. Okay.
No.
All right. So, at this point, like, I'm gonna say, does everyone know what they're doing?
Clarification, Thok.
Yes.
So, is the entire keep imbued with this alchemical substance? Is there a main source, or are they spotty throughout?
Matt.
For what you know, there's only the main source in the antechamber. However, that does not necessarily mean there isn't more. You haven't been here in 8 years.
Okay, I say that. Okay. And so with that, I'm going to say, so to keep us from getting lost, I feel like we should hold hands.
I just glare.
Hey, do you have an alternative?
Possibly.
Can
What?
you draw
No, I
us a
can't.
map?
Meanwhile, I will have left the room and shut the door and be wandering around the hallways, and I'll just casually mention this one. More or less, people who see me are much more interested in me than anyone else.
Hey, that's a neat distraction.
That's kind of cool.
I'm going to cast invisibility. Should I
Okay.
do it
Uh,
on?
And I'm going to also draw a map of where we're going as well.
Oh, wait.
shouldn't
We
shouldn't we
shouldn't
wait
cast
until
yet.
I deactivate the
Yes.
spiral? Yes. So Jekt will stop Lee, and then reminder of the circle.
Thank you.
Can you dispel the spiral when you're invisible?
It depends on what it takes to dispel the spiral. Does he have to cast a spell? I would guess not. He doesn't have to attack it, so he should be fine.
So is being invisible magical?
It is,
Yes.
so we can't cast invisibility before the spiral is deactivated anyway.
Righto.
Okay.
I need you guys to run interference. Sweep the halls, and I'll try and go to the primary alchemical spiral and disable it.
So what I know about Far Traveler's thing.
Sorry.
The all eyes on him.
Yeah.
Kind of. It has come to play before, so.
Okay. And where he's meandering the halls, is that along the way to one of the... So is the main anti-magic spiral like along the way to the prisons?
So, here, let's do a basic drawing. The manor is
Also-
kind of like this. Very crude drawing here.
I don't see you drawing it.
I don't see it either. You're doing it on the DM layer.
I'm not. You're just not looking.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's kind of like that. Entrance, the center. There's more than this. This is very crude. And then the east and west wings are here. And then the courtyard is here. And this actually sticks out a lot more than this. And the entrance to the dungeons is through from where you're at, through the antechamber, through a door that leads down below.
Okay. So we would have to pass through the main hall and some other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right. So let's I'm gonna wait a little. Actually, no. God. I want to ask Far Traveler to go with Jack.
He's already gone.
Oh, never mind. Jack's already gone?
No.
Far Traveler is.
Okay, all right. Okay, then at this time, I would like to go along with Jack and Lee to the anti-magic spiral area. where that can be temporarily dispelled, and then we can invisible our way to the dungeons.
Okay. So, as you guys start to exit your room, you hear the sound of "Whoa! Oh! Oh! Far Traveler, you startled me!" As Duncan has left his room, kind of waking up to the sounds of Far Traveler wandering around and realizing he needs to use the restroom. He's has a little hat, like a nightcap hat, and then a gown and a lantern. Ooh, you're up so late, Far Traveler. Does the course stay up this late usually?
Sleeping hours are not something to be maintained. You rest when you must.
It's a mindset of a warrior race. I like it. Oh, I see you're looking at this painting, and then he starts like talking about what you're looking at and kind of talking with you and distracted by you and all that jazz.
After a few minutes of that, I'm going to remind him, didn't you need to use the restroom?
Oh, of course. And he'll run off.
Perhaps you can explain more when you return.
Sorry, I saw the Emperor's New Groove thing.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So while that conversation is happening, and then him going to the bathroom, the other three of you, you go down to the symbol on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do your thing. What would you like to do?
First of all, the little clay golem that I have, I'd like it to kind of be a lookout, and it'll alert me by throwing a little piece of itself at me. If it, well, it's clay. If it notices anybody coming our way.
I'm going to stand like around the corner or whatever, in my maid getup, and tell anyone that tries to come by that Thok our young master Atredes, threw up all over the hall, and we're cleaning it up, but he doesn't want anyone to see his shame.
Oh my gosh. Yep, and I will try and work my alchemy with the spiral.
Okay, go ahead and make a alchemy kit check.
I will ready my inspiration.
You do have the fancy kit.
I do. That doesn't give me advantage. It's just a normal roll, right?
It does give you advantage. It has 7 charges of advantage.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Where is that thing? Alchemical tool. Yes.
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 Wingardium Leviosa.
Not Leviosa.
Fuck.
Wow. I will use my inspiration and try that again.
Inspiration is advantage. You may want to lucky, though.
Okay, I'll luck that then.
So that's another 3.
Oh no.
Fuck it. I've got a bunch of luck points. I've got inspiration as well. So I'll try inspiration on this one.
I am not certain that inspiration and advantage can be used on the same check. Inspiration is just advantage.
Correct. So you can keep using charges, or you can roll and use inspiration after the roll, whatever you want to kind of work in there.
Gotcha. I'll use inspiration on this one so I don't use another charge because I'm at 5 right. Yeah.
That's right.
4.
You did use it before.
Yep. So we will luck that one. I'm at 2. Come on, big money.
Oh, that's big money right there.
Okay.
Wharf.
Okay, so after a couple of fumbling attempts, it's just not. It kind of just sparks out, and like a little bit of the spiral like actually shines a little brighter, and you're like, ah, it doesn't feel good, and then it disappears. Like, oops, I did the opposite thing. Uh, you mix together a bunch of the chemicals and do your thing, and this green gas that's heavier than air kind of plumes from a vial, and it hits the ground, and it surrounds the whole alchemical symbol, and then seeps down into it. And it kind of gives off this pulse, and then you feel this lifting of like a burden lifting off your chest as the anti magic uh, is is nullified. You're pretty sure with that you are able to. This effect will last for about an hour.
Cool.
Sweet, and I will report that to Thok.
Okay. I'm gonna do some like military gestures for. All right, let's go. Plan set in motion.
I do not understand that, so I just stare kind of blankly.
I'm gonna like roll my eyes, and then gesture towards the door, and then like finger come here.
And then I will gather my alchemy tools and kit and beckon the golem.
It runs back to you. Around this time, you guys hear, "Ah, far traveler, you're still out here. Well, this one is a family portrait of me and my parents." And he begins to talk more about that.
Okay, all right. I'm going to just for Lee to come here and say, "All right, do your thing."
I cast invisibility on the three of us.
All three of you disappear.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So now I'd like to go into the dungeon door and make my way down.
Okay. Door is locked.
I'm going to pull out my thieves' tools.
You kind of poke at it, but this lock's a little more complicated than 10.
Okay. I'm gonna take a deep breath and is the lock and my tools intact?
Yeah.
Then I will attempt again. Okay.
That's better. This time, a small, and the door goes, and opens to a stairwell that leads down.
Okay. I'm going to go down.
I'm gonna shut the door and lock it behind us.
Okay. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, I'm sure it was nothing. Oh, yes, this is the battlefield that I fought with my wife on. We killed many images on here.
Okay, and I'm going to attempt to make my way over to my sister's prison cell.
Okay. Everybody roll stealth checks at advantage.
Ooh.
Love advantage. Stealthy, stealthy, stealth.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
Hey, Doc didn't suck.
No, I didn't.
Not wearing armor helps.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys walk quietly, kind of either holding hands or hand on the shoulder technique, whatever you're doing to somehow Kylan dies. No. To keep in contact with Thok as he leads you down. Every once in a while, there's a guard on night duty who's patrolling back and forth. However, with your stealth rolls, you kind of quietly shuffle by uh, until you reach a prison cell with no guards, only a door with the anti-magic spiral carved into it and laden with the power of the alchemical power.
And is it locked? Actually, yeah, we're all invisible right now, huh?
You are.
Okay, so if we go near it, then it's going to dispel invisibility.
I would imagine.
All right.
Do we have any guards that have direct view of the door?
Every once in a while, a guard does pass by. Yes. Torch
So
in
how
hand.
often?
I'd say about once a minute.
Oh Christ!
Shit.
That's how long they're in view. They do disappear often, not
Okay,
looking.
so are there
How
any other
dark is
like
the cell?
corridors to hide when they're passing through?
There might be an empty cell.
One that
How-
does not have a
There's
symbol
only
carved on it?
one cell that has the symbol on it.
Okay.
There is a cell door across the way. However, this one is like a sliding one, so it's the poles that you can see through.
Okay, got it.
How dark is it down here?
Very dark. The only light is the torches of the guardsmen that walk by.
Then I can put up like a screen of magical darkness. If you wanted to go that direction.
If it would get us to be not found, then yes.
Okay.
I have a question. For possibly.
For Matt or Doc?
Okay. Can I create an illusion and it be an illusion of the hallway that's empty? So just kind of like a picture of like right before where we're standing, like, you know, because let me draw it out. So what I'm thinking is passageway, kind of like say yeah, and the guards are walking this way, and the door is right about here. About how far down is it?
So it's down quite a long corridor, at least 60 feet from the nearest turn.
Okay, and about we'll say 40 feet into the darkness. Can I make like an illusion of an empty hallway, just like a snapshot of that looking this way?
So minor illusion could probably do that. However, if it were touched, it would definitely be dispelled.
Revealed to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Hopefully that'll buy us enough time.
Okay.
Cool. I am going to do that.
Do you want your golem to stand over there and keep watch?
I will keep it with me right now because I'm kind of worried if they see a golem, they'll be like, "What the fuck?" and know that there are alchemists around and we went through a locked door.
Fair enough.
So they might know some strange things are afoot. They might smell.
Fair. Okay, so far the plan objects to use illusion magic on the end of the hallway, and if a guard comes near, Lee will also stop working on the lock and cast magical darkness on the other cell, and we'll get inside.
Right.
Understood.
Ready, break.
And once you unlock the door, then I kind of wish that you wouldn't hear on the conversation, but if it is a good place to hide, then so be it.
Okay. Am I unlocking a door now?
Let me try
Sounds
and work my stuff on it real quick before so only one of us becomes disillusioned or unsneaky-faded. I'm going to use one of the charges of the alchemical tools, 4 out of 7.
Sorry, what?
Oh, yeah, cool.
So, with your previous attempt already in your mind and knowing how to do it, it's significantly easier to reproduce. However, even that, you are not able to reproduce something as potent. Uh, this might last a minute at the most.
Knowing that, I'll probably try and give it another wag. So I will use a luck point that I have and refocus my mind. Not use that tool. Use inspiration at advantage.
This one give you solid 10 minutes.
All right, Thok, I can only give you about 10 minutes.
Okay. Man. Okay, so is the door unlocked now, though?
No, he can use that to give you 10 minutes off of the anti-magic, and then it needs to be unlocked, and then you can go in.
Right. Lee.
All right. Time for the door lock. All right.
Nice.
It clicks.
Thok's
And-
heart is pounding in his chest.
It is unlocked.
Alright. I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to gesture for the two to come inside. Quickly, so they don't see you.
Follow.
Well, are we still invisible right now?
Hmm?
Are we still invisible right now?
I think the only one
Yes.
that's not invisible is
Except
me because I
for-
touched
yeah.
the circle.
Okay,
Spiral.
got it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to I would like to ask Lee to make myself not invisible.
Can I do it selectively?
Sure.
Okay, I'll drop his invisibility.
Alright. So, what do I see when I get in the cell?
So in the cell is, oops, I didn't mean to do that. A completely darkened room with a small grate that kind of goes out to the outside, but it's separated by about 5 feet, and there's some other things to it that don't matter quite much. Anyways, and a tattered old bed with a mostly destroyed mattress with a figure on it. This figure, if I could actually show you guys first, there we go. There you go. This figure.
She's got boobies.
Orc boobies. However, unlike in the image, her body is completely covered in tattoos.
Okay.
That's something you've never seen before.
Right. And yeah, I wouldn't know that. So on the bed, is she sleeping?
She seems to be asleep.
Okay, got it. I am going to go over to the bed and try to wake her up, like with my hand over her mouth, but not in a way that's like smothering or anything.
Mm-hmm.
but like just kind of like very gently, like, hey, let her know that this is not something that's going to hurt.
Okay. So you
Or
go up
anything
and
like
you
that.
you gently wake her up, trying to make sure that if she shouts or exclaims when she wakes up, she doesn't. And she doesn't wake up.
Can I check her pulse to see if she's alive?
She's alive. She's breathing.
Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of lay on hands to see if like healing will wake her up or anything.
Do
Like
you have
10
dark
points of lay on
vision at
hands.
all?
Hmm?
Do you have dark vision?
Yeah, half orcs
Yes.
have dark vision.
Okay, so the only person who can't see in that room right now is Jack. Cool. Does your lay on hands glow at all? For thematic reasons?
Sure.
Okay. So, as you touch her and you try to heal her with your lay on hands, it lights up the room just gently.
I'm gonna cast the darkness.
Okay.
During that small time of illumination, can I make out the tattoos on her body, and do I notice if they are alchemical or not?
You do see the tattoos on her body, and you notice something a little bit more than alchemical to them. They look very familiar to you. They are the same tattoos that your grandfather had.
Oh shit!
Oh, sounds like
Dun
some
dun
backstories going
dun.
down.
Fack.
Crack. I don't know
Uh,
what that means, but I'll ask later.
well, you might tell you now. It depends on what he wants to say.
Uh, upon seeing that, I have memories of the past, and I just kind of grow quiet and don't really say anything.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So is she awake now?
No.
God damn it. Okay.
Just orc slapper.
Yeah, try punching her.
I'm going to cover her mouth and try to like shake her awake, but gentle shaking. It like in a way that would let her know that it's like her younger brother or something. I don't know.
This is the worst half orc sibling anything ever.
I thought they usually kick each other in the dicks to say hello.
Yeah, that's just how they wake up.
I'm more
Good
afraid
morning.
of I'm more afraid of like Thok's dad than, you know, the power of blood.
She doesn't wake up.
God damn it! Vola. I'm gonna go like really close to her ear and like super close to her ear and just say Vola and cover her mouth still.
She doesn't wake up.
What the fuck?
Kind of seeing this go down. Using my alchemy kit, do I have any sort of like a pungent odor, like a smelling salt or something like that?
You could definitely whip something up easy.
I can cast prestidigitation and make a smelly smelling salt.
Okay, so you make a smelly smelling salt.
Under her nose.
She doesn't wake up.
Oh my fucking god. You know what? I feel like Matt wants me to do this. I'm gonna punch her in the gut while covering her mouth.
She doesn't wake up.
If she's not dead?
She's not dead.
Okay, can I like do some kind of survival or nature check to see why she's not waking up?
Maybe medicine?
Medicine, okay.
She's in a
Shit,
coma.
I didn't mean to Oh, she's in a. Oh. Can I use 5 points of lay on hands to like dispel that? Because hold on, I can get rid of.
This
I can
isn't a
cure a
normal
disease or
coma.
poison.
This is not a normal coma.
Shit.
Hypothetically, if it was a normal coma, would that count as a disease he could cure?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm going to like lead Jekt over, be like, Jekt, come here.
Well, walk over.
Stumbling in
she's
the dark.
She's not waking up. She's in a magical coma.
It's a magical coma.
Yes.
What do you want me to do about it?
I don't know. I want to talk to her. I haven't talked to her in 12 fucking years.
Have you tried dispelling it with your amulet?
I'm gonna try that.
Does not resonate magical.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's not a magical coma.
I will look, kind of examine her and then place my hands on any kind of bare skin that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And then not really do any sort of damaging type of spell, but kind of just pulse her with some magic.
Okay, so first, tactilely, the tattoos are they're kind of bulging. I don't know if that's the right word, but they kind of extend out of the skin just a little bit, like there's more than just ink. And you give her the bzzz, clear. You kind of pulse your magic into her, just releasing a small amount, nothing major, and her body arches. The first reaction you've actually gotten out of her, except for the stomach, being pushed down by Doc's fist, her body convulses and this bluish glow kind of flows through the tattoos and then disappears.
Not awake still?
Not awake.
Ugh. I've seen stuff like this before.
Once. And then Jekt will go on to explain about how his grandfather had the same markings, and they were done by the Templars to sever the ties of any sort of magical anything that anybody has. So pretty much just cutting him off from the force. Like just completely fucking him up. And yeah, he I don't remember exactly what he told me about him, but I think that was the reason why I was looking for Silas in the beginning. I forgot.
What would happen if they were removed?
I don't know.
Time
You're
is
telling-
passing.
Right. So how long has it been so far?
A few minutes.
Okay. So like 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask like. Sorry.
I will. Go ahead. What are you asking?
Everyone's letting everyone else go.
Flecky, go.
Yeah, Lee.
I'm going to attempt to disguise self over into a guard.
Sock, go.
Jekt, go.
Jekt, go.
I'll try to recall some of my grandfather's books that he had about, or any of the teachings that he told me about his tattoos. Well, what would I know?
He was really sparse about the tattoos themselves. If you ever asked, he just said I was given them by bad people, and I am marked with it forever. The only thing that kind of stands out in your mind is that at the very last moment of ever being around him, he's spoken to your mind, even though he had the tattoos.
Gotcha. I will try and send a mental message and try and get a hold of her.
A hold of who? Oh,
Me.
oh, yeah. Ooh. Uh, what would you like to send, first off?
Just calling her name. Ask Thok what her name was.
Vola.
And then I just say Vola.
Okay. At that, she slightly, ever so slightly, stirs. Just a little bit. It's more of a shudder than anything. Even with doing that, you can see the tattoos that have been placed on her head start to glow lightly. Um, you're not sure if it went through or not because no response comes through.
We should get out of here, guys.
And I'll look back at Lee and say, "Give me just a second," and then continue trying to communicate with her and tell her that my name and that her brother is here trying to talk to you.
Every time you send a message, that same pulsing happens, and nothing is coming at the moment. Nothing is returning.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Doc is going to say, I know you're trying to send messages to her, and it's possible that we will not be able to do anything about it for now. Just message her, let her know that I love her.
I will pass a message to her.
And I am glad that she is better now.
Passing it.
Okay. Alright. Other than this, I don't really know what I can do. So can I do like some kind of Arcana check to see like what would knock her out of her coma?
You can try, but I will warn you, the DC is extremely high.
I believe you. Yeah, no.
Anyone can try this if they wish.
I don't think that counts as extremely high.
It does not. The knowledge you have of these tattoos, based on what was said, and there was something said earlier by Duncan that tattoos have only succeeded once before to dampen a mage's magic, and and then he kind of trailed off about something about using it, maybe trying it out.
Right. Remember
So-
that. Okay. Alright. Well, unless there's anything you guys want to do, I think I'm done here.
Checked? Anything?
Think about the only thing I could do is maybe, since her tattoos are raised, get a rubbing of some of them for study for later.
Okay.
And I think that's about all I can do. I could try using the alchemy kit on her to see if anything. Oh, snap.
Suddenly, Jack physically pauses.
Yeah. Kind of startled. No.
No.
I'll tell Thok and Lee to hold on just a few more moments.
Okay. Oh, snap. Secret stuff happening.
Fuck. uh, Some real intense shit is going on, guys.
Oh no.
I'm sorry it got so quiet for everyone else, but yes, this is This is real,
Uh,
real deep.
play some some music that would fit this.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know if I have a good one. Let's try this. See how
I'm
this
gonna
sounds.
bio break real quick then.
Oh no. No, God. Something bad's gonna happen. Oh no,
I don't know if
God.
it fits super well, but that's what I got.
I don't know what the mood's supposed to be. I'm just... I'm very anxious right now.
The music kind of gives a feeling of like, which is kind of what's happening. So I think it kind of works.
My God. In Discord is how I feel right now.
So around this point, suddenly Jack's nose starts to bleed.
Okay, hold up. I'm back. What was that?
A lot of quiet.
Yeah.
It was a lot of quiet, but that end part was Jack's nose begins to bleed.
So Jack is visibly shaking. Eyes are closed, but tears start flowing.
Jacked.
Jack, what's happening? What's going on?
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh my God.
Frack. Can you carry both of them?
How much do they weigh? Wait, did you? I don't know if I want to carry my sister. My dad would be pissed.
Vola is extremely light. Jack don't think is a very heavy human either.
Wait, are you planning on leaving them here?
I
Or leaving
don't-
her here?
she's been here. This is I don't know.
Was this just a visit?
This was a visit. I was just meaning to say hi, but I don't know what I want now.
It's your choice.
I know.
We gotta make it quick.
Okay.
Can you carry them both? That's gonna be the big thing.
Jack, can I get a wisdom save from you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Because unless
Ooh.
she's 90 pounds, I can't carry her.
Jack collapses.
Shit.
Am I still jacked in?
You. You are, slightly. Well, you're unconscious at the moment. You went unk.
In my unconscious state, am I still connected?
Yes.
Can I make some kind of roll to see what the hell's happening?
Arcana?
Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
Roughly how heavy does what's her face look?
She's super unhealthy. Probably no more than 80 pounds.
Okay. Thok,
Yes.
what do you think?
I
Fine, grab Jacked. I'm grabbing your sister.
okay.
I'm gonna grab what is her name?
Vola.
Bola.
Vola. Okay, I'm gonna sling Vola over my shoulder. I'm gonna cast my last invisibility, targeting Jacked, Thok, and Vola.
Hold on just half a second. Let me try something.
I mean, sure, if you're in a state to try something, please.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I can't wait to hear what's happening.
Oh, jeez, Heron Birdford, you are one malicious man.
So I got Jacked on my shoulders. Lee
Oh.
has Vola on hers. Got invisibility, and Lee looks like a guard.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for half a second.
We should start walking out.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking out.
I've got a question to
1 sec.
DM real quick.
Okay.
This is
Yes.
something.
Okay. So Jack stands up in a trance and
Thok
pulls.
shoulders.
Oh no! Before Doc picks him up, and pulls out a dagger and begins to walk towards Vola. Picks up the dagger high.
No, I'm gonna fucking stop him.
And attempts to stab her. If you want
to grapple attempt by Thok.
I'm going to fucking stop her.
Go ahead and try an athletics.
Shit, yeah.
Jack, you will attempt to avoid.
Is that opposed to athletics then?
Athletics or acrobatics.
And I'm going to give myself inspiration. Actually, no, I'm going to use inspiration. That's what I meant.
Stabbity stab over and over.
Please. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Hold
Doc
on.
restrains. Oh.
Because, dude, because shit, man. Like, oh my god.
Don't.
This is
spend luck.
This is fucking terrible.
Don't, no. Please don't.
I don't know what I should do. I don't know what I should do.
I'll leave it up to you. You may choose to do this. I know what you're thinking. I heard the objective's luckier than most.
Fuck. Fuck. I am so fucking torn. This is like, so much like adrenaline, like, oh my god.
I don't know what's happening.
Fucking terrible.
Oh my God. No, God, I don't know what's happening.
This took a turn I didn't expect, but I'm oh!
Oh no.
Let's see. On a tie, the thing that was trying to be stopped continues, right?
No.
On a tie, defender wins. In this case, the defender is the person trying not to get grappled.
But
Wait.
now, I have to figure out what I'm applying it to. Like, this is my last fucking...
I don't
Well,
know.
you can lower his by 3 or raise yours by 3. Either way, it's going to be a tie.
Right, no. Like, I don't know if I'm going to raise or lower mine or raise or lower his, just in case, because I mean, like, I don't... Like, this is seriously probably one of the hardest decisions in gaming I've ever fucking made.
This must be very significant.
Renegade or Paragon? Renegade or Paragon?
Paragator Renegon.
Fuck. It's not... It may... Oh my god.
If you need input from me, I believe that Jack's luck would push him to do what he thinks is the most right, I guess.
The least wrong.
The least, well, how am I
It's very
trying to say
hard
this?
for me not to watch the live stream right now.
It'll totally worth it later, I'm sure.
So, real quick, like, just looking at her, how does she look health-wise? Has she been in a coma for, can I tell about how long before shit went in?
Before this went down, you guys could discern that the coma is recent.
Recent?
Yeah. Which one of you rather eat on a desert island?
Okay. Knowing that it's recent, I will choose to add the roll to Fox.
Okay. Thok, you successfully grapple him.
Okay.
The voice of Kylin from a random squirrel. No!
And then before losing consciousness, I will apologize to Thok and tell him that she needs to be free.
Free as in...
Bleh.
No. I'm gonna assume he means free as in not in the freaking
that's your perception, man.
castle. I know.
The power of self-deception. Yeah.
Well, God. So like, using insight, I would probably be able to tell that free means dead.
But by the power of self-deception.
Thok is proficient with self-deception, but this is also like a very critical point in his life.
Like what would Thok do? Like, what would he do?
He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Free her. I would think that you're like being possessed by something. So
When I got up and was about ready to plunge a dagger in there, I was obviously distraught. Like,
I thought it said you were in a trance.
trance-like, because I kind of broke out of a
Okay.
coma. But I woke up with a task. Like, I have to do this. But
Kinda
I was
like that
obviously distraught.
like blank eyes, but at the same time the emotion is totally like, oh my god, I don't want to do this, but I have to.
Well, Thok's not gonna kill his sister. He's not. So when now it's on me, and I don't even know what the fuck is happening.
Have you tried asking him all of the details that you want to know?
Well, I mean, like,
Thok is
that
or Jack is
Jack
unconscious.
is unconscious, so.
Have you tried his smelling salts that he concocted moments ago?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Put him up to his nose. I'm also going to heal him to see if he consciouses himself.
Okay, so with the mix of some healing points and 10 healing points, okay, and the spelling salts, he wakes with kind of a little start, like, oh.
What's happening?
She needs to be freed.
Freed, as in.
We need to free her. And I look straight into Thok's eyes, and I know that he knows that I know that he knows that we have to kill her.
Okay, how much time do you have left?
At this
that's
point,
for the anti-magic field, right?
yes.
Field was yeah. We had,
2 more
I think it
minutes.
was
Until the anti-magic field goes off, but like, what's the downside of that?
Everything has a chance of failing.
We're not invisible.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, okay, so in 1 minute or less, tell me what the hell is happening.
Vola, she spoke to me, but in the voice of a child.
What'd
She
say?
said to save her.
To save her. She wants to be saved.
To take her away from her father. And pleaded with me to kill her.
I will not kill her, but I can do one of those things. I can save her. I will. Okay, mission prerogative. Get my sister out. Let's make me invisible. Let's get the hell out of here. And I want to essentially do that. Pick up my sister.
I'm picking up your sister because you can carry Ject.
Eject is
Okay,
conscious.
that works.
And I'm just gonna leave all my shit in my room. I don't care about it right now. And my main, so I want to get the hell out of here. But my main concern is how Far Traveler is gonna get out.
We just gotta get out clean so that nobody knows anything's up, and then he can just walk out the front door.
Okay. Can you send some kind of signal to him?
Now I
We
can
can do
message
it when
him.
we get out.
Okay, let's leave now.
Invisible, everybody but me. I'm still guard disguise.
Oh, right, okay.
And let's get out of here.
Okay. Now
Okay. So as you guys kind of move along, a guard walks by, goes, "I'm sorry. Do I know you?"
Of course not. We don't. None of us know each other on this shift.
Fair enough. And he keeps walking.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, let's just keep.
Okay. You guys head up the stairway back to the center, at the antechamber.
get the fuck out.
The conversation Far Traveler and Duncan were having is over. You guys leave?
Yep. I'm going to trust that one of them can message Far Traveler to leave too, and possibly get all of a significant amount of our belongings as well. I know that my plate mail probably is going to be gone, so.
You underestimate my power. Okay. Out you go, Oi.
And Thok is going to have tears in his eyes, sister on his shoulder, and as he's running away, he is gritting his teeth. He takes off his amulet and holds it in his hand really, really tight and throws it on the ground.
At that very moment, you feel the energy and devotion you've had powering you fade. But something deep within you itches. You're not sure quite what it is.
Okay. And I just keep going, and gonna just follow Lee and Jack to find some kind of camp far away to kind of settle and figure out where to go from here.
All right. As our three heroes skulk off into the night with their with Docs, with Vola, and Far Traveler probably back in bed sleeping.
We can message him to bring us our things.
Maybe. Depends on what a review will show.
And do it soon because, his dad will probably be mad.
I mean, how long is it gonna... We might have a little while before he finds out.
Right.
We will end our session there. Whew. What's it gonna do? Stab me? Stabbing victim.
Yeah. We level up off of that.
You know what? Yeah. Sure.
Cool.
You probably don't deserve it, but hell, I'll give it to you guys anyways.
Sorry, what happened? I just got back.
Level it up.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, shit. So, you guys need to fucking see that shit. You heard, the intense clicking? Yeah, it was fucking intense.
It was... Whew.
Raz, read the fourth message up from the chat log at the bottom.
That is true.
As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for playing. Another great and intense session. As always, stay classy.
Bye.
Bye.